Alright, welcome back everybody. We are going on to the winners match of Group A here in the TLS round of 16.
Yes, indeed, and this is going to be exciting stuff, and quite unexpected stuff, because no, we are not seeing Ziki. We are going to be seeing Technics versus South Park right here. Technics coming fresh, of course, off that beautiful win over G5, which G5 probably should have done better in rather than roll over and die. But this is going to be some good stuff. Another Zerg v Zerg, so let's keep it short and sweet, guys. But I'm really looking forward to seeing who can take this one and who can be the first to get out the group.
Man, it's going to be crazy. Can you imagine if South Park 2-0s the group after nobody predicted him to get out?
I would actually like that, because I'm a sucker for the underdog. I think I would really, that would make me feel
I hope South Park and G5 both make it out, and then Hyde just looks like a complete genius. I mean, like, Apoxide looked pretty smart when he was the only one who picked Nemu to get through. But this time, it'll be Hyde picking both players and being the only one as well.
Yeah, and then if Project gets through as well, then everybody listen to Hyde.
It'll be sick. Alright, well, without further ado, let's go straight into the game. Winners match of South Park versus Technics.
Let's do it.
And here we are in the winners match. At the top left as the orange Zerg, we have SJ South Park. At the top right as the teal Zerg, we have Technics BG.
Yes, we do indeed. So I'm kind of going to favor Technics on this one. Maybe I'm not giving South Park enough credit, as we seem to have not been doing so far, but I think Technics is going to be the one to take this. Although for some reason in my mind, something tells me South Park is really good at Zerg v Zerg.
You know what? I was thinking that as well before, like when I was, thinking about this group before the cast. But yeah, I don't have any concrete games or anything to back it up. But I agree.
No.
I think South Park is pretty good at this matchup.
Yeah.
But Technics though, Technics. Let me tell you, when I was looking up, South Park is all tapping. He didn't even care. Oh man, he's playing like TLS round of 16. He's like, whatever. I'll go check some YouTube vids while my drone's mine. It's all good. By the way, we have a 9 pull from Technics, your favorite.
Oh, so we do. Thank you, Technics.
Anyway, in a recent tournament, the what is it, Brudor Maps Net Open or something like that, Technics actually 3-0'd Ziki in the semifinals.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, so that was completely unbelievable result. I couldn't actually, when I saw it on Wikipedia, I was like, wait, is that a typo? Did they get like the score backwards or something? but no, Technics is actually pretty sick as well. I think besides Ziki, he's probably one of the favorites to at least go to the finals.
Well, he looked so good in the first stage of the tournament, didn't he? Remember, he just looked unstoppable. He looked on fire.
Made it through the first qualifier.
Yeah, and the first qualifier. That is a major achievement. So he's going to be one of these guys to watch out for as well. And especially now that Ziki is somehow being proven to be actually quite human underneath his Zergy skin. So this is a little bit of a surprise to us all. We do have the 12 patch happening from Mr. South Park, whereas as you already mentioned, we have 9 pull speed from Technics. So South Park needs to make a spawning pool.
I guess that means Technics goes out 2-0 then. Hey!
I guess so, although never say never. I mean...
Wait, he just made a lair with his 100 gas and pulled everything off gas. What?
Oh.
That's weird.
Oh, what? That could cost him not the game, but it could cost him the immediate win, because go on.
Well, I don't understand this build though. Like, what's the logic behind this? Do you know what he's doing, Elliot?
That's my best answer. I'm afraid I don't know.
What?
Although this is kind of interesting, because the Lings are having to scout like everywhere first. I mean, 2 of them are going to top left-hand corner, so they're going to find Mr. South Park. Most of them are going to be heading off in a different direction. So South Park actually could have a window of opportunity here, and with no Ling speed forthcoming for Technics, he's probably not going to be too screwed by this.
Dude, this layer's going to finish, and he's going to not even have 100 gas, and you need 200 gas for Aspire. I mean, did he misclick and try to get Link speed or something? Either way, this hatchery is actually still in a little bit of trouble.
He's going to have 100
man.
gas.
Oh man. Oh man, the drones are dying. Ah, just sack the hatch.
Yeah, he can't save it.
He needs to just not lose drones now, actually. He can't save the hatch.
No, he definitely can't. Although he might be able to take down these links, but that's a small price. That's a small gain if he's going to lose any drones. Unfortunately, it looks like he's going to be able to keep his drones alive. But that hatchery going down is really a major issue for him. Fortunately for South Park, his opponent doesn't have a natural hatchery as well, so it won't set his economy too far behind. It won't say his production too far behind, but it will say his economy pretty majorly behind. But it looks like the build's actually sort of worked out for Technics, although look at his mineral bank versus gas bank. What's he going to do with the extra cash?
Yeah, I thought for a second he might be going for a faster natural expansion then, off of the lair, but then I still don't quite understand why you would go for lair first and then not mine gas, so you have a fast fire.
It is weird because he does seem to have minerals kicking around now, with which he's not really going to be able to do too much straight away. We do have another hatchery being thrown down for South Park, which I suppose does make sense. He should be able to defend it fairly well now. South Park has chosen to go for the Link speed route, whereas Technics still, I believe, does he have Link speed? No.
I don't think so.
No, he doesn't.
Now, what South Park's doing here is he already knows, he's saying, okay, I know I'm already behind on tech, there's absolutely no way for me to catch up on tech, so I'm just going to keep going with my original game plan and get the expansion and play super defensive, get spore colonies to defend against the tech, because he's going to have to get them anyway, so he might as well just, invest, keep delaying this gas, mine more minerals, invest in the defensive structures and the extra hatchery now, and then maybe he can catch up later on. Basically going with the original game plan, but slightly delayed.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Meanwhile, we have a few links coming towards Technics' main. South Park definitely has the overwhelming advantage right here, and he's going to be able to trap all these Zerglings because he has the link speed. Technics does not. So Technics is going to have to try and escape. He's going to have to sack off the rest of his links. He does have 2 sunken colonies up on the way, but I don't know if that's going to save him long enough to make sure he can keep his drone count up, or even to make sure he can save his own sunkens. He should be alright, because it looks like that mutants are going to pop just in the nick of time, and even that sunken is just going to survive on 16 HP. So it just worked out nicely enough for Technics, but definitely vindicating his choice in making the second sunken colony there.
Yeah, Technics kind of knew that South Park was forced in this situation. I mean, South Park's tech is obviously delayed. The only real danger to Technics was a big wing attack. And look at this, Technics even building the second hatchery in his main base because he had those extra minerals, and because he obviously can't safely take it at the natural, because he knows South Park's going to do this kind of thing where he just keeps attacking the Zerglings to try and draw the mutas away to buy time for his spore colonies. I think this one at the natural will finish in time. He's just leaving this one to finish. He'll cancel it at the last second. He's just using it to tank shots so the other one can finish safely. Yeah, there's the cancel. He might lose a drone, does lose a drone, but the natural hatchery will be safe for now, and the main, of course, with the 2 spores is going to be safe. So we could actually end up seeing a longer game here between these 2 players.
Much longer than I originally thought we were going to see. I mean, it was looking like it might be over quite early on, but yeah, it looks like it's gonna go to sort of mid-gamey kind of area at least, where things get really interesting. Finally, the lair happening for South Park is incredibly delayed, but his spore colony is going to keep him safe for the time being. Those links still running around the map, running the serious risk of getting caught out by these mutants, but it looks like they're going to be just okay for the time being. And I am kind of surprised that we don't have a natural hatchery happening for our Mr. Technics. His economy is going to suffer a little bit as a result, and I think he probably would have been able to keep it alive with his mutilus count against the oncoming links, because it's not like he's being able to be super aggressive with his mutilus at the moment either.
Well, it looks like he had the exact same thought elegant, and he's just sent the drone down to do that now, so he is going to get the natural hatchery. But interestingly, right now, I'm pretty sure that South Park has the drone advantage, so even though he's behind on the tech, he's being kept alive by those spores, and he's just going to try and ride this economic advantage, not take too much damage from the mutas, and then hopefully come back later. The problem is, this is a pretty nice area to harass here behind the natural. You can see the cliffs kind of hugging it, so the mutas can kind of use the dark area there on top of the cliff, although the Overlord does give a little bit of extra vision to those spore colonies. In the meantime, looks like Muta's coming in again. Look at a 3rd spore colony actually going down in the main base. South Park being very careful here.
Yeah, he's making a 3rd spore colony at each base, so he's really going heavy on the defense. So can't help but feel if we're going to, but wonder if we're going to see him tech up even further than this quite shortly here, because I'm not quite sure what else is going to be open to him. He definitely wouldn't be able to really compete in the Mutilus battle, so it's going to be interesting to see exactly what direction he takes this game in, because it definitely has the potential to go to a really pretty serious later stage Zerg v Zerg at this point. But not going to call that one out quite yet. Meanwhile, we do have the natural hatchery about to come in from Technics, and he's transferred drones out a little bit too early right there. He's going to lose a significant amount of mining time because of that, but not too much of a big deal, as he does still have a little bit of cash in the bank.
Yeah, that's a little bit sloppy from Technics. I'm a bit surprised by that. At least he took the gas very quickly as well, so he's gonna start mining that second gas right away. South Park, sorry.
He's supply blocked as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's got quite a bit of money as well.
Yeah. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, South Park, since he got his natural gas earlier, he's catching up a little bit in the gas department. But obviously, he's still well behind on the Mutalisk count. And Spire, still not finished. But I'm quite excited because this kind of opening is exactly the opening that you need to go to a Hive-level ZVZ.
Yeah,
these are the exact circumstances where that, becomes an actual possibility and actually makes sense, because neither player can actually kill each other off, with the mutas. So they end up just, droning up, teching up. As you can see, Technic's basically only making drones and obviously mutas at this point. So spending all his gas on the air and all the remaining minerals on just more drones.
Yeah, and this is where it gets seriously awesome in Zerg terms. I mean, it's called the standard Zerg model is interesting, but it's awesome when you kind of get players forced into these interesting situations, because also it shows a side of players that you never really see otherwise in Zerg, and it shows creativity on quite a nice scale as well. One little bit of a Zergling having a hack at one of the drones in the natural, being taken out quite quickly by our Mutalisk. And I don't know if I've ever seen South Park go into a super late game Zerg v Zerg. I'm not sure that I have, of course, it not being a very common.
I don't think I have either. So this will be interesting to see what he pulls out. And it looks like Technic's going for a huge Ling attack here, but South Park getting mutas out just in time, and he has a few Lings of his own as well. So I don't think this is going to be too effective here. Technics was hoping to hit a timing right before the mutas came out, where he could run by the spore colonies and just take them all down with the Zerglings or something. But look at this, an overwhelming number of Mutalisks for South Park already. These Lings and mutas going to do absolutely nothing here. The mutas, even for Technics, going a little bit AFK there. Technics seeming quite sloppy to me in this game, although, oh man, he's not paying attention to the natural. Where are the mutas? Where are the mutas?
The mutas come in at the last second to save the day. Looks like he will lose one spore colony. Maybe he's going to lose a few drones as well. He loses 1, 2, 3 drones for the cost of those Zerglings. Really, really not a bad trade at all right there for Technics. So he undoes some of the economic damage that he's sustained in terms of build orders so far. And he's continuing to pump Mutalisks as well, and still has a significant supply lead. We see a supply difference about 10 between these two players in Technic's favour. Now producing some Scourge as well, so he's expecting possibly to do some Scourge bombs where he's going to fly them in underneath his Mutalisks and try to snag some kills for himself right there. So he might be starting to play it a little bit sneaky, but maybe he's expecting some engagements further out on the map. Maybe he's thinking South Park's going to be venturing out a little bit, and he's going to be able to capitalise on that with some nice Scourge hits. Only time will tell. Both of these players going for the air armour upgrade right now, but I think the difference would be that Technics is ahead by 1 upgrade. He has the air attack upgrade, whereas South Park does not. So Technics is definitely going to have the advantage in even engagements.
Man, I don't know what South Park's mutas were doing in that engagement, but that was a pretty big blunder to let him, to take so much damage on the natural expansion. And right now, Technics is way ahead. He's been droning like crazy. He's actually got really good saturation on his maintenance natural, at least as far as ZVZ goes. This is considered really good saturation. And of course, he's at 67 supply right now against just the 53 of South Park in a very, very good position. The only advantage that South Park has right now is that he's got static defenses. So what this means is if it turns into some kind of weird base trade situation, that will definitely go in his favor, and that also allows his mutas to move out a little bit more freely. You see, Technics needs to use his Air Force to keep them a little bit closer to home, just in case there's some kind of weird run-bys or something. Whereas South Park is completely well defended against air at home. Well, not completely, but he's got these defenses against air, so he can be a little bit more aggressive with the Mutalisks.
Yeah, and I think that's gonna be quite important, because it just means Technic's going to have to be that little bit more careful. In his main, he is a little bit less susceptible to Zergling run-bys, which of course we do see throughout the entire game, but yeah, in his natural, he's always going to be at risk, so he's always going to have to either keep some units back or just be super, super careful. Make sure his scouting is good. Meanwhile, it looks like he's planning to throw down a third hatchery, a third base rather, so this is starting to get really quite big quite quickly. Just as South Park decides to move out, I think this is probably quite a nice time for South Park, but having a look at that, he is still behind in terms of supply, but oh my god, Technic's going a little bit AFK there. He's going to have to try and run his Mutalisks away as quickly as possible, but of course with no static defense, it's not really going to be helped by doing so, and he's just going to have to try and stand and fight and have faith in his Mutalist numbers. Who's going to come out on top? There's really no way of telling quite yet. A lot of Scourge have landed, and I think it might just be going in Technics' favor. It looks like South Park.
Oh no, I think South Park has more mutas! South Park has more mutas! He's gonna win it! Oh man, his mutas are attacking drones, so he's not attacking the mutas. He needs to keep attacking the mutas, but Scourge coming in here. Technics loses his entire force! South Park is gonna 2-0 the group! I can't believe it! South Park is 2-0ing the group with Zeke and Technics! Oh man, Hyde! Everybody bow down to Hyde Man! Hyde Man knows everything, he knows all! Jesus, hide. What are the lottery numbers gonna be, man? What stock should I buy? How did you know? South Park? South Park, how did you win this group? I don't understand.
but he's done it. South Park has got this.
Oh
He's
my
making
God.
mincemeat of all of Technic's drones right now. Technics is putting out a couple of Scourge and one or two Musos, but to all intents and purposes, it is over. He's losing all his stuff. There's nothing he can do unless he does some ridiculous damage right now in South Park's main with these lings, which I can't really see happening. Although South Park's Mutes are looking pretty late on hatching, so he might actually lose a fair amount of stuff, and he's going to have to actually pull back his remaining force in order to defend this. It looks like Technics is still kind of alive, and in terms of supply count, actually these guys have come out pretty much even. So I don't know really what's happening in this game anymore, but I think South Park's still going to have the definite edge.
Man, South Park messed that up a lot at the end, though. He took a ton of Scourge hits that he didn't need to, and gave away his huge muta advantage. I mean, he's still got a muta advantage right now, even though the supplies are pretty close. Most of Technics' supply is in Zerglings, and you know, Technics has got this extra hatch that he can't use. He's got 4 hatches right now, but he has not nearly enough economy to actually support using all that larva, so there's just wasted minerals right now. I mean, South Park hit at the perfect time there, just as Technics was investing in the 3rd hatchery, just as he was getting +2 carapace, you know, so he was investing a lot of gas in that. You know, South Park only got the +1 carapace, so saved a lot of gas, where, you know, Technics went +2 carapace as well as +1 attack, so that was a lot of gas that could have been mutas that were actually upgrades. Yeah, I still think South Park has this, but not quite as convincingly as it should be at the moment.
Yeah,
I think if he goes in one more time, though, that should probably close out the game. He's just got way too many mutas.
Yeah, he's definitely going to have the advantage right now. But oh, we could have a lot of Scourge that's coming in right now for Technics. A lot of Scourge actually landing. South Park doing some decent micro at the end right there. Let's take out a few, but losing another bunch of health off one of his Muses to Scourge. He is, however, able to get it right in on Technics' natural, and Technics' Muse count is just paling in comparison to South Park's vastly superior one, and he's going to lose a lot of his drones right here now as well. All of the drones from the natural going down, save for one lucky survivor, and all the Muses starting to take some serious hits now too.
And the natural was where he had all his drones as well. He's got no drones mining in the main, and he's going to lose all his mutas. Tactics is going down! He's at 23 supply! He's at less than half the supply. He's got no more air force. He's going to lose his natural expansion here. He's just desperately making Scourge. He doesn't want to go out like this. He can't understand. Although it looks like South Park clearly has not been practicing the Muta micro map enough. Somebody send him that map, but it looks like it doesn't even matter. Even though he's taken so many Scourge hits, he is going to take out Technics here. I don't think there's anything else that can happen in this game, even if he just keeps eating Scourge, which he actually is. It just doesn't even matter. Technics has 3 drones mining. Yeah, 5 drones.
He's got nothing. I mean, it doesn't matter how many Scourge hits South Park will take now. It literally doesn't matter. So this is actually a really surprising result. I guess our inkling was right about South Park. He does have the quality in him, and he does have the ability to take this group down. So we were correct, I guess.
GG! South Park! Polar Zergs fighting!
Yes.
Oh.
Well, South Park coming out of the woodwork there to surprise everybody. I mean, wow. Yeah, Jesus. We're going to be seeing
South Park.
Yeah. South Park comes out of the group first. I literally didn't imagine I'd be saying those words, but congratulations to South Park, 2-0ing his way through that. In a group which contains Zeke and Technics and G5.
G5 has to win now. He has to win. He has to get out of the group. It has to be South Park and G5 advancing now. It has to be. Please, G5.
I just don't feel hopeful after the way his first game went. I mean, I'm fingers crossed, but I don't know.
Elegant. Would you have predicted South Park to 2-0 the group?
No.
Exactly.
You heard me.
G5's gonna win. That. Believe in the Protoss.
I believe.
Man, all right. Well, we are gonna see what happens in the losers match here coming up. It's going to be Zeke versus G5. G5 has a pretty tough opponent to get through if he is going to come out of the group. 2 tough opponents, actually. Even if he beats Zeke, he has to beat Technics in a rematch.
Yeah.
So, yeah, going through Zeke and Technics, I think, is probably one of the hardest gauntlets that you have to run.
Oh my god.
So we'll see what happens after this break.